Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. Back to this good friend, Matt, the lumberjack landlord. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing awesome, Mike. I'm actually really excited to do this because we've been together for almost a year and we've not done this yet.
Yeah, this is this. I
This is
don't
awesome.
I don't I don't know. I don't talk about my course. I don't sell it a lot. But you actually brought something up, I think 2 weeks ago off camera. It's like, how many hours are in there? I'm like,
Yes.
dude, I have no idea.
It's like 60, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like more like 80 now.
80 now?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
I
it's
didn't
like
see
80.
it since they added all the Airbnb stuff.
Yeah. So again, I was looking at it going, you know what? We should really go through the course. The course is
Yeah.
$299. It's an incredible value, not only with the stuff that we put in there, but all the bonus section plus
Holy
access to a
cow.
private
Yeah.
Facebook group with almost 1,000 people in there.
It's unreal.
Yeah, it's unreal. So
It's
what I thought
unreal.
I would do is just bring it up and we
Yeah.
would just go section by section, talk about really what it is, why it's
Yeah.
there, because it was built on purpose.
Yeah.
It was built. I get asked all the time, right? Write this book, my story. I get asked how you did it, how you did it, how you did it. That's why I finally broke down and created the course, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm just
yeah,
I'm
go ahead.
just waiting. I'm just waiting for you. So I know that I know that you're doing your new book is going to go to Audible,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
And did you announce that yet? I don't want to.
Yeah. Well, we've announced that Dion has
Yes.
agreed to
Okay,
read
good.
for it.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So all right, so Dion's reading for that. I'm just waiting for you to call me so I can give you my best Sally Struthers impression, where it's like for just $300, just $5 per hour of real estate investment content, you too can become a real estate millionaire.
Oh, dude, you're good. See, I just don't have that. I just keep marching forward, going forward, going forward. Yeah.
I mean, literally, you're like, you got to set up who is it? A firm? Is it a firm that company that's doing the buy now, pay
Yeah.
later thing?
Yeah, the firm.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That stuff drives me nuts. Are you
It's
just doing layaway differently
horrible.
these days? Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
it's crazy.
exactly. Call it whatever you want to call it. But yeah,
Yeah.
for just a cup of coffee, for just a latte a day,
Yeah,
for just
exactly.
1 month, you too can become a real estate expert.
All right. So I've gone into Teachable. I'm
Teachable.
showing you the curriculum for the course. We're going to go
Yeah.
section by section, a couple of minutes each. And again, this was built, I don't know, Tetris, Legos. It was built on purpose this way.
Yeah.
So the first thing in the first section are kind of um, just FYI things, right? Before you, this is who I am. Oh, by the way, because you bought the course, remember you have this private Facebook group. Here it is, which is what it's called. This is what, if you don't know Facebook, because not everybody does, this is what you search for. It's a group, not a page, all of that stuff.
Sure.
And then I get asked a lot, like, where is the spreadsheet? It has always been in the course. But for some reason, when you pull up the video with the course, it's off screen. Don't ask me why Teachable does that. You have to scroll down. So I got the question enough where I actually created a video like, look here,
Nice.
scroll down here, right? So that has been added to the beginning, and I will add to this as I get more and more repeat questions. But the meat of this starts in what I call step one. That's kind of like step zero or like housekeeping items. This is
Yeah.
how we do it. This is step one, learn your market, get specific. We break down a buy box in excruciating detail. We kind of talk about what the outcomes and search criteria could be. We actually ask you, the student, to start building a spreadsheet. And again, I have taught enough people now, over 2,000 people, almost 2,500. I know what you're going to feel like. You're going to be like, this is stupid. This doesn't do anything. So I just bring it up. We have that conversation. I say it's going to feel this way for 10, 12, 15 days. And then someday it's going to smack you and say, I get it now. Right. So I start the focus in the daily discipline, dude, starts step one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's you have to get your foundation built, right? You don't start
Absolutely.
building sticks on the sand. So
Yep.
yeah, foundation first.
Then we start going into the math. We start breaking down the spreadsheet. I actually go through each cell in excruciating detail because I can't assume that everybody knows Excel. So we break
Mhm.
down the spreadsheet.
Mhm.
This is where I attach my spreadsheet. I again highlight your spreadsheet doesn't have to look like mine. In fact, it shouldn't look like mine. Mine speaks to me. It may not speak to you, but because again, you spent $300, I give you mine. I give everything away. So again, I put it out there. But yeah, this is where the concept of yield comes in, right? If you're in my private Facebook group, you see everybody does a deal review. It always ends with a yield. And they usually say, Mike, this is a great deal for my market. And when I see that, dude, I get a huge smile on my face.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're singing your song back to you, right? I think
Yeah.
Garth Brooks said that. So
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So then what we do is we start merging the spreadsheets, right? One was about math, one was about the buy box. Now we start putting it together. We start reviewing what the whole one could look like. And we start, because now you should be like probably 30 days, maybe 45 days in, we're going to start talking about how this spreadsheet will start speaking to you. Yep. So really 1, 2, and 3, folks, is all work. I am not a warm and fuzzy kind of guy. When I was a sales leader, I'm like, if you're going to work for me, you're going to work hard. You're going to, I would rather you work hard and fail than, do nothing and get a bluebird. That shit. I mean, because I know what a bluebird looks like, and believe me, I will call them out. I hated it. Oh, we had this rep who did one deal all year, and because the company he supported got bought, he did a true up and he blew out his number. I just have a picture of a big bluebird on the screen, right? Not repeatable.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd like to introduce you to a guy who will never be back at President's Club ever again.
Yeah. I was kind of a dick, but anyways, yeah. I didn't tolerate it, right? That's like, you don't think the other reps in the room know that you got a bluebird because your company got bought? They wanted to true up the software. I mean, really?
Exactly.
I just put it. I had one PowerPoint slide. It was an outline of a bluebird. I'm like, enough said. We're not talking about this one. It's not repeatable. Yeah. Anyways. So now we get a little warm and fuzzy, if you will. Now we talk about building a team, talk about property managers. That was a big deal for me. I don't self-manage. You have been gracious enough to bring self-management. We'll talk about, or you and Dion done that. Yeah. But here's what I do here. The key members here, the questions I would ask, build a team. I challenge you to have goals of meeting new people. So again, this is everything that was in One Rental at a Time, the book. Step 5. Go ahead.
And Mike, real quickly on that is that's a very important piece, because when building your spreadsheet, understanding if you're going to self-manage or if you're going to have somebody else manage it, that completely changes cost structure. Right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Completely changes. And there's no wrong answer there.
No.
Mike self-manages or doesn't self-manage. I self-manage, but you know what? I'm getting to the point of size.
Yeah.
Where I have to start laying off some of the management because it's just too big.
Yeah. Problems. First world problems.
Well, but here's the thing though, I now evaluate my deals differently.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to.
Exactly.
Right? I have to evaluate my deal differently, because now what was a deal that might be like, all right, it's about an average deal. Well, an average deal in my market with management in it is now a bad deal.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm so glad you brought that up.
It has to change your behavior with those data inputs. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely right. Then we get in here and we talk about your why. I am a huge believer of why. I think at least my course was never going to start here, but it finishes here. I think if I made this go up front, it'd be too warm and fuzzy. It's not who I am. I want to know who's going to, frankly, when you buy my course, I want to know who's doing the work. You're going to know in the first 2 or 3 hours if I speak to you or not, because I'm not going to hold your hand and, do all of this good stuff and ask you to ask yourself 7 whys and, all of those things, but I'll end there because I'm going to ask you to do the work for 90 days. And if your why is not big enough, we're going to know real quick. Yeah. So that was important to me.
I agree with you. I like it.
I wanted to finish there. So then I added then we added deal structure. Cause again, a part of my One Rental at a Time, we talked about burring properties. We talked about seller financing. So we do a little bit of deal architecture in my book. A lot more of that is coming in the bonus sections, but I did add it because it was part of the book. So of course it was there. Now we start adding, now we're to the first bonus section. First bonus section is raising private money. This was where I got a lot of questions early in 2018. It seemed to be a hot topic. So I've got other experts. So Jason, who's the #1 investor in Fresno, was nice enough to contribute. I have my 6 and 20 program here, which I paid thousands of dollars for. I give it. April Crosley, an awesome investor, Lazy Girl REI, I think is her YouTube channel. Bill Allen, who I consider one of the top 5 investors in the country. We have an IRA investor, and lo and behold, Anna Kelly is also here. So we have awesome. Let me think. I bet
how big is Bill Allen now?
Oh, he's huge. I was just going to say, I bet you just with those experts there's got to be $400 million in production.
Oh, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it bottles the mind.
Yeah. Then we go into seller financing or creative financing. Ryan Nickel was gracious enough to bring this up and said he wanted to contribute. So this is like sub 2 and other creative financing. Again, shout out Ryan Nickel. I get a CPA to talk because, again, one of the things for me that was important was seller financing and understanding tax implications. I was an accountant right out of school, so I understand the double entry accounting and all of those things. So, but I did get a licensed CPA who's practicing with real estate investors to help understand and talk in simplest terms an accountant could in this video. So shout out Bob Langworthy for that. And then finally, I review a deal. That netted Olivia and I 2 fourplexes, a triplex, and 4 houses. 4 houses.
Real.
Yeah. Again, we made $500,000 on that deal, maybe 400 grand. I don't know, a couple $1,000 a month in cash flow. And, you know, I would do 100 of those deals if I could.
When in your 20-year continuum, where was that deal again?
That was late 18, early 19. I think we closed in early 19. We negotiated it in 18. Yeah.
And
so relatively recent.
So I actually, obviously have gone through, know a lot of this stuff. I actually tried to have the conversation with a CPA. It did not go well.
Really?
It did not go well. She couldn't grasp it. And I said,
wow.
I talked to her, I said, you do know that that's a note that I created for them.
This is called an installment loan. Yes. Yeah.
They have a note. They can sell that as an asset if they so choose.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And she's like, I never even thought of that. And I'm like,
oh, yeah.
And I paid the CPA for her hour to meet with these sellers.
Wow.
To give them a comfort level about it. Yeah. And when I had the conversation with Porter, she's like, nope, I understand this. I was like, there's definitely, there's definitely perks to it. And so I walked her through the perks and this, that, and the other. And didn't even think that I would need to bring up the note portion because I thought that was just a given.
That was like obvious. Of course.
And it wasn't a given. So Mike, this is worth its weight in gold. And when people are looking through and just like they're interviewing other parts of their team, you've got to find a real estate CPA. You have to find a real estate CPA, tax attorney, something, with that experience, because I have battled I'm an idiot, for 18 years, 19 years with my CPA.
Wow. Yeah.
And sadly, I teach them things every year. Yeah. It's not good.
Yeah. Bob Langworthy, Maine Bean Counters. Maine is in the state. He's the guy here. He's awesome. He's actually in our private Facebook group and is a student. So it's really cool to have him there.
Do you know where he is in Maine?
I do not know. For me, Maine is like one town. I have no idea. I don't think I've ever been to Maine.
It's almost as big as California, dude.
Really?
It's huge.
I guess I need to go there someday. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. Then self-management. This Dion putting out stuff. And yes, folks, the binder strategy is here. You ever want to know how to get a tenant to ask for a rent increase? Dion has done it. He has plenty of examples, and he actually shows his strategy in gory details because he actually took his latest acquisition through it. And shout out Dion from Dion Talk for doing that for us. But yes, self-management. Absolutely. Again, what you will see in these bonus sections, folks, is I am not a poser. If I've never done it, I don't talk about it. But you know what? One rental at a time is growing, and I have lots of friends, and they'll create the content for us. So thank you, guys.
What's really interesting about this too, Mike, is that you're opening the platform to make sure that people that have signed on with you are getting the best of the best, right? And experiential knowledge, not textbook knowledge. Experiential knowledge.
Exactly.
Number one, excuse me. And number two is, I'd love to know how many existing investors, like significant investors, have also taken your course, because even for me, and it's not like I'm the pinnacle, but even for me, there's stuff I've taken away from your course that I now use.
I would tell you, again, I communicate with lots of students kind of one-on-one and all of that. I would tell you that I bet you more than half the students, I'm going to say 60%, have more than 2 rentals, which is maybe not what I would have expected. Yeah. I think that's, I would guess that 60% have more than 2 before they started. Right. Which is pretty cool.
Yeah. I think a lot of people get into it. They get into it based on other stuff.
Mhm.
And then they get into it and then they're like, okay, so this kind of isn't at all like I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. They're like, and they're thinking like, well, this doesn't suck. It's kind of
Right.
okay, but you know what? If I got a little better at it, what would happen? I think that's very common.
Yeah, I agree.
Then again, what's really cool is one rental at a time is growing. We are actually getting companies to contribute.
Nice.
So Dana from Hemlane has given a 30-day trial for one rental at a time just to play, and then gone the extra mile of breaking down how she would attack the 30-day trial in 5-day increments. It's amazing to think that a CEO of Hemlane took the time to do this for our course. And she also gives the course students discounts if they want to, for the first year, which is totally awesome. But again, go ahead.
We've used Hemline, good product.
Yeah. Again, what I love about this is a lot of students have asked me, because again, my step 1 and 2 that we've already been through, once you get into it, right, you're really excited, you're motivated, you want to do more. I really didn't have an answer for you, because my answer is you do your 10 or 20 minutes a day and then you go do other stuff. A lot of new investors like, no, I got time, I'm interested. So now what I tell them is do my 10 minutes. And then if you really have to do something else, go do the trial, right? Go pretend to be a landlord, go have maintenance requests and go collect rent. And, cause I had to give them something else, and to have a company like Hemlane do this and have the CEO record videos was beyond my expectation. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's awesome. So good.
Yep. Now flipping properties, again, it's something I've picked up in the last couple of years. I may do some videos on it, but I actually had a company, Bill Allen's company. They had one of their guys do a 6-hour paid for day, He gave us the entire 6 hours for free. Just amazing. The audio and video is not perfect. Again, you got to remember this is done in a school room, so the audio cuts in and out occasionally. But there's enough value in this. And look at this. This is 6 hours of material broken out over 18 sections. And again, it was a paid for course. People spent thousands of dollars to be there. And we got it for free because Bill Allen and his team like what we're doing here.
That's awesome.
Pretty amazing.
So good.
Then we got Matt, the mortgage guy. Again, somebody who's on my channel every Wednesday. He decided to create some content for us. And his goal, this is what he told me when he did this. He goes, I want to save students thousands of dollars every time they do a mortgage. I'm like, Matt, they only spend $300 on the course. He's like, I know. I get it. I'm like, all right, great. Now people are going to get like, they can get the course and just do a mortgage and get a return. So it's pretty funny. So.
And for those of you who are wondering, Maine is a fifth the size of California.
Oh, not even close. It's a fifth the size, you son of a gun. It's almost the size of California. When did 20% become the size?
From a tiny state like New Hampshire that has like 1 million people, it's like the size of Fresno. Comparatively speaking, Mike, it's enormous.
That's true. So again, I can't believe all the stuff that Matt, the mortgage guy, did. It's just
and crazy. Again, Mike, the most important decision that people are going to make in their entire lives financially.
Yes.
And largely it's just FOMO.
Yeah, I'll take it. Like, really?
Yeah. I need, you know what? Bob got a house. We could use a house right now. We could use a house. We should be getting a house.
Yeah.
Mike, I think that there's a little bit of the boat being missed on this where homeowners, homeowners.
Yeah.
Buying even forget about investing, just a homeowner looking at this and saying, these are all the things that I should know before buying a home.
How about somebody who owns one and wants to refi in this crazy low environment?
Yes.
Anytime you're going to a broker, want to save money, you want to understand what they're talking about, because all the fees, if you've only done it once, you have no idea what all these fees are. You have no idea which ones are fixed and what are, let's call it variable. And Matt breaks it down. Matt says he wants to save people thousands of dollars. And I learned stuff by watching this stuff. So, and I've done probably 100 mortgages. Then we have Airbnb. Again, I think Airbnb is a bubble that's blowing up, but since so many people asked for it, I went out and found Airbnb experts. We've already had people in the private group say, this helped me. This made me money. And again, look at this. We got 14 Airbnb videos from Alicia Merriman, who you can follow online. Just, sometimes I have to pinch myself with the quality and amount of stuff that others bring to this channel. It's just amazing. Next up, again, we have an external company, Propstream, who a lot of people use to find leads, look for motivated sellers. My team uses them. I've told people I just went out and sent mailers, spent $1,000 on mailers, and I'll likely do the same list again because I'm looking for older owners, 20 years of ownership. I'm going to say, hey, do you want to sell before tax changes? I am preemptively reaching out. Yes. And believe me, I will do this again. We go into a recession next year. I will change it up entirely. I will look for people that bought in the last 12 months and have no equity. And I will do seller financing, tying this with the seller financing from Ryan Nickel earlier. All of this stuff is integrated. And again, there's a discount and a 7-day trial that they give my students. It's amazing to see what other third-party companies bring and are willing to give us. So it's just awesome.
Mike, one of the things that you just mentioned that I'm not sure that people really are grabbing a hold of is the concept that you just had, which is the difference between this year and next year, depending on what the market is you're going to change your messaging.
Absolutely.
And the ability to pivot. And I think a lot of people in real estate, the ones that get in trouble are the ones that don't understand that a pivot's possible. And the people on like Reventure Consulting or any of these other ones, they're just like, oh, it's completely static. It's going to be the way that it is. And there's no way out. No, that's stupid. That's not the case at all. Of course, there's always the ability to move and pivot. And that's what's important.
Yeah. Then I get asked about out-of-state investing again. What do I say? If I don't do it, I don't talk about it, but I seek other experts. And we have Millennial Mike, who is also a student doing this. And he's actually, folks, just sent me 2 more videos that I have to watch and I will load. I actually forgot about that yesterday. So 2 more videos coming. And again, people are just always adding content. And here we go. House hacking with the lumberjack. Again, folks, I think what we are very quickly going to see is this is the cheat code to wealth. Whether you're 18 or 38, we're going to challenge you. I'm really going to get in your face about this and say, how bad do you want it?
Yes.
And, you know, the 4-3-2-1 strategy is there, going next level with the hackologist. I couldn't have been more appreciative for what you brought to this area. So thank you.
I was honored to be able to ask and excited that we can share it. And I'm seeing it make the best thing that anybody like us that's taken the time to do this, Mike, is see it impact and change people's lives.
Oh yeah.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't pay me enough because I got zero. So
there isn't a dollar amount that I could put on this.
No, it's awesome to be able to help people this way and give them hope.
Yeah.
This is hope.
And then what I've done is, because I've created now almost 5,000 videos, I've gone through over the years and found the ones that I think are most meaningful. Actually, most meaningful videos from the first year, which a lot of my followers have missed. I add them here. I include the full story of Norris Drive because some people want to suffer the pain with me of that first property. It's there. I've done boot camps. I'm adding it here. Humble beginnings. I give you my story. It's just all here. And of course, finally, the 50 years of housing data. You want it? It's here. Breakdown, Excel spreadsheet. It's attached, so you can load it. It's all there for you.
So good.
And then I've just added, I got to move this up, a famous CNBC contributor, or at least he's been featured, Todd Baldwin, CNBC millennial millionaire. He is doing house hacking next level with roommates. And he's created some content, which is now available as well. Again, just I pinch myself when I think about all the stuff that people have added. So yeah, we're up to like $4.50, $5 an hour now for all this content. Plus,
crazy.
Plus, again, what really hits me is we give all this away. And you get access to a free private Facebook group where we do live streams on Saturdays. You get to network with other amazing people like you, like myself, like Dion, like April. Anna comes in, Jonathan comes in, Omar comes in. All my experts contribute there. It's pretty fantastic. So
it's honestly, it's a blast to be a part of. Even as an investor of 80-ish units, I still learn something all the time. Like, that's interesting. That's a different tilt. That's interesting. That's a different approach. Yeah. And so it's not just for the newbie. It's not, even for just the 50 investor, the 50 unit investor guy.
Yeah.
But even like just buying your own single family home, perfect example. And the thing you have to get used to is pivoting. Mike, until you did that with what you just covered with Todd Baldwin's piece, my first deal that I ever did was a roommate hack.
Wow.
I bought a condo, had a roommate. And I only could afford it based on his $1,000 a month rent. Then I went single family. And then I realized I was wasting money because I was the
Yeah.
only one living there. And I was like, but I didn't want a roommate again. Then I went multifamily and then started the 4-3-2-1 strategy, basically.
Yeah. The other thing that I really love is more and more people in the Facebook group are
Yes.
celebrating other
Yes.
people's success, deal reviews, before and afters. It's,
I missed your Sunday number. What's the number?
oh,
now?
we are at 200 now.
Oh,
Dude, we're gonna blow past 500.
yeah.
We're gonna, my goal actually, again, I'm hoping, because I'm gonna pony up $5,000.
Yep.
You're on the hook for a little,
Percentage, yeah.
Dion. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. A few grand.
I'm
Yep.
gonna hope that we get to 10 grand with I'm gonna ask other experts if they want to be a part of it. I'm probably even to make sure we get there. I have a few author copies of books like this in different forms. Like, for example, there are only 2 copies out there of my second book published in the wrong format. There were 2 copies printed in 8.5 by 11. I'm thinking about auctioning these off to see if we can get there. Like, hey, if you want one of the only 2 out there,
yes,
X, so I'm going to do all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to hopefully get to 10 grand, because if we get to 10 grand, that donation, that check will fund the food bank of Fresno for one day.
That's
I think that
awesome.
would be awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So when we get to 500, we get much closer
So
to 500. We're going to do that. I'm going to make sure we get to 10 grand. So what'd you think? We got, this has been awesome. Thank you for doing it.
Of course. No, it was awesome. And like I said, Mike, I mean, all joking aside, where are you going to get all of this in one place and for $300? You literally, if you wanted to go attend this as a course on site somewhere, it would be 2 weeks.
No,
it would be 2 weeks in a classroom.
Yeah, I've seen all of the content, and something I did the other day is I said, if I was going to be a jerk and I were going to break it up and make it, because I could have very easily taken these and made these. I mean, it could be $1,000 or $2,000
easily.
I'm like, thank goodness I live off my rentals and I don't need this. So we're going to keep it $299 for now. Yeah.
And Mike, once people buy it, they have access to it.
They get it all. Every time I add stuff,
you're not upping the price on people. So you literally, when you get in, you're done. You're done. You get all the additional content that gets created that you get.
Yeah. They got Todd Baldwin stuff. They got out of state investing just in the last 20 days. Congratulations. Cost you $0.
Airbnb this summer.
Yep. Done.
Lumberjack this summer. Dion was this summer.
Yeah.
Matt was this summer.
Yeah. It's pretty
a
awesome.
lot of content. Yeah.
Pretty awesome. And I got other people I'm working with, so we're not done.
That's
so
awesome.
How can they find you real quick?
Lumberjacklandlord.com, Lumberjack Landlord on YouTube, and 11:30 a.m. Eastern time after one rental at a time and Mike Zuber's financial news on Sunday. 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. We will be doing another live stream, more than likely 2 to 3 hours.
Very cool, man. Thank you very much.
Mike. Appreciate it.